Chapter 5 Verbs. Let's learn verbs. A verb is the most important part of a sentence. It may tell us about the physical action that a person is doing, or it may tell us about a concept that is not tangible. A verb may tell us what a person or thing does. For example, the lamp burns. A verb may tell us what is done to a person or thing. For example, the nail was driven into the plank. A verb may tell us what a person or thing is. For example, the dog is brown in color. A verb may tell us about some mental actions like understanding, knowing, thinking, remembering, etc. For example, we recognized each other at once. There are four main parts of a verb from which all forms of verb are made. They are present or infinitive, present participle, past tense, and past participle. These four parts, along with helping words, indicate the time or the tense of an action. Remember, participles cannot be used by themselves. They must always be used with a helping verb to make sense. For example, I am talking to my sister. Present participle. Yesterday I had spoken to my father. Past participle. Let's learn types of verbs. There are different types of main verbs: transitive, intransitive, regular, irregular. Transitive and intransitive verbs. Every sentence is made up of subject plus verb plus object. A verb may be transitive or intransitive depending on the situation. A transitive verb is used with an object that could be a noun, phrase, or pronoun that refers to a person or thing that is affected by the action of the verb. For example, I like butter. Here, the subject's action of liking is directly linked to the object butter. So, we say that the verb is transitive. Here is a list of some common transitive verbs: bring, annoy, offer, contain, send, show, take, check, owe, buy, tell, get, lend, make, lay, phone, verify, wash, finalize, give. An intransitive verb does not need a direct object in order to complete its meaning. Many intransitive verbs are followed by an adjective, adverb, preposition, or verb complement. For example, he had a cold and was sneezing. Here, the verb sneezing does not need an object to complete the sentence, so we say that the verb is intransitive. Here is a list of some common intransitive verbs: explode, come, sit, cough, continue, respond, laugh, rise, swim, lie, migrate, excel, run, smile, cry, immigrate, arrive, act, die, go. Verbs can be both transitive or intransitive depending on their meanings. Here is a list of verbs that can be both transitive and intransitive depending on their meanings: study, dance, write, paint, give, grow, teach, burn, leave, smell, sing, check, set, sit, eat, top, drive, climb, cost, run, manage, improve, pay, go. Remember, some verbs such as go, lie, arrive, die, and sit are always intransitive. It is impossible for a direct object to follow them. Regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs take on spelling patterns of D, ED or IED for simple past or past participle. For example, love, loved, cook, cooked, hurry, hurried. Irregular verbs are those that do not take on regular spelling patterns for simple past and past participle verbs. They are of three types. Verbs in which all the three forms of verb remain the same. For example, put, put, put. Verbs in which 2 out of 3 forms of verb remain the same. For example, spent, spent, spent. Verbs in which all the 3 forms of verb change. For example, see, saw, seen. Here is a list of some commonly used irregular verbs. Base form, be. Past tense, was, were. Past participle, been. Begin, began, begun. Break, broke, broken. Cut, cut, cut. Built, built, built. Choose, chose, chosen. Come, came, come. Do, did, done. Draw, drew, drawn. Drive, drove, driven. Eat, ate, eaten. Feel, felt, felt. Find, found, found. Get, got, got. Give, gave, given. Go, went, gone. Hurt, hurt, hurt. Hold, held, held. Keep, kept, kept. Know, knew, known. Leave, left, left. Lead, led, led. Lie, lay, lain. Lose, lost, lost. Make, made, made. Mean, meant, meant. Meet, met, met. Pay, paid, paid. Run, ran, run. Read, read, read. Say, said, said. Sell, sold, sold. Send, sent, sent. Shut, shut, shut. Speak, spoke, spoken. Spent, spent, spent. Stand, stood, stood. Take, took, taken. Teach, taught, taught. Tell, told, told. Think, thought, thought. Wear, wore, worn. Win, won, won. Write, wrote, written. Remember, there are some irregular verbs whose spellings don't change, but the pronunciation does. For example, read. Open sesame. Verb types. Main verb. These are simple action words. Example, read, write, run, walk, drink, eat, etc. Auxiliary or helping verb. Primary auxiliary. 1. Am, is, was, were, are, being verbs. 2. Have, has, had, possession verbs. 3. Do, does, did. Modal verbs, a verb used with another verb. Example, can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, ought. Also the primary auxiliary verbs mentioned above act in certain cases as modals. Semi-modal verbs, need, due to, used to, dare. Transitive verb. 1. When a verb requires an object to complete its meaning, it is called transitive verb. Example, the student gets his marks. 2. In a sentence, a transitive verb can have two forms, direct object and indirect object. 1. Direct object, a noun or pronoun in object's position directly affected by the verb. Example, Lena gets school trophy. Here, the object school trophy is directly affected by the verb. 2. Indirect object, a noun or pronoun which is put before the main object and is the beneficiary of that very object due to the verb. Example, Mrs. Lynn gave Lena the school trophy. Here, the object is school trophy and indirect object is Lena. Intransitive verb, a verb that does not require an object to complete its meaning. Example, birds fly, dogs bark. Regular verb, those verbs which can be converted to the past tense and past participle by fixing letters d, ed or ied. Example, love, loved, loved. Irregular verb, those verbs which do not take the form of regular verb. Example, put, put, put. Spent, spent, spent. Let's learn formation of verbs. Verbs may be formed from adjectives or nouns. This change may be done by adding a prefix or suffix to the original word. Formation of verbs by adding suffix. Suffix en. Verbs soften, broaden, darken, brighten, lighten, frighten, deepen, whiten, widen. Ify, qualify, terrify, clarify, purify, testify. Ise, realize, recognize, modernize, apologize, equalize, criticize, fantasize. Fi, beautify, classify, clarify, glorify, horrify, justify, pacify, purify. Formation of verbs by adding prefix. Prefix, mis, verbs, misuse, misinterpret, misplace, mistake, misunderstand. De, deform, derail, devalue, demotivate, defrost. Im/in, impose, increase, inform, import, insight. En, enable, enlarge, enrich, encroach, entreat, encode, engulf, encourage, enjoy, ensure. Re, recall, reproduce, redefine, rewrite, rediscover. Be, before, behead, befriend, belittle, Let's learn verbs of incomplete predication. An intransitive verb usually does not require an object to make complete sense. However, there are some intransitive verbs that need a word or a phrase to make complete sense. These verbs are called verbs of incomplete predication. In the sentences given below, the highlighted intransitive verbs express a complete thought. For example, the boy jumps, the lion roars. I believe the bird flies. They are verbs of complete predication. In the sentences given below, the highlighted intransitive verbs do not express a complete thought. For example, it seemed, the sky became, he is, they are. Now, one or more words are added in each of the above sentences to make a complete sense. For example, it seemed to be a good plan. The sky became dark. He is coming today. They are going home. Here, the words added to complete the meaning of a verb of incomplete predication are called its complement. The words used to describe the subject are called the subject complement. The words used to describe the object are called the object complement. Remember, a subject complement may be a noun, a pronoun, an adjective, a participle, or an adverb.